10 years, man. Starting over at 33. I've been doing this brand since 2014. All the lessons, all the mistakes that I've made in the past, I used to be so upset about it. But as I grow the brand and as I grow myself, I'm really starting to realize how much of a fifth place life that I'm living. I embody what the brand is about, and that is you got to lose to win. And throughout this path, this lane that I'm constructing, it's been a lot more downs than ups, but when the ups hit, they hit. But when the downs hit, you know, I gotta take the L. And you know, it's hard to take it. It's hard to take a loss. I've really been realizing that I have to take these L's. I have to take these big failures. And I don't know, I just don't feel like I see many people talking about their failures and how it really helps the growth of themselves, their business, their brand. And with fifth place, I want to show people that in life you got to lose to win. Everybody wants to be number one, but nobody wants to shine light on the journey to be number one. It's the tortoise and the hare story. Slow and steady wins the race. And I feel like I'm an epitome of it, you know? As I grow this brand, I want to showcase it through videos and me talking along the way of building a brand and building one like fifth place. I take more chances. I try things. And as much as it sucks to fail, I'm kind of looking forward to it. I consider all of you guys first place. I'm in fifth place. I take L's consistently. It's all about how I bounce back. And I learn from the L's that first place people make. I'm in the back watching all the failures. I see you trip and I'm jogging right past you. I see where you went wrong. And something that I've learned along the way is you can learn from everybody. You can learn from anybody, everybody. And to be honest, I learned some of my best lessons from people that have way less than what I have. They don't have much. And those are the people that I gravitate towards. The ones that are in fifth place and they don't have anything. You know, it's kind of a play on words, being that in the end, I will be first place. But I think it's going to be cool to see the names fifth place and first place. So I'm very controlling on how I want to do my brand, and because I do it all myself. So it's hard for me to outsource stuff. I don't outsource any of my brand, or you know. So with this next chapter, I feel like I got to put more trust into people and, you know, try some new shit. Try some new shit. My name is Drew. I run fifth place out of Albany, New York. And this is my story. 2003, I moved to the States. My pops, he was in the military. So I grew up overseas. And it was a different upbringing, you know. I lived in Germany. Then I moved to Fayetteville, North Carolina. Fayetteville, North Carolina, we stayed down there for a year. And then me and my mom, we moved to Albany, New York in 2004. It's been 20 years that I've been in Albany. And Albany is an interesting place. I remember when I moved here, when my mom said we're moving to New York, I'm thinking I'm gonna see Nas, Biggie on the road, like, but I moved to Albany, New York, which not many people know about. It's the capital of New York. When I moved here, I met my first Jewish person. I didn't know what lacrosse was. I didn't know what field. There was just mad new shit that I learned when I moved here. But one of the things definitely that I noticed that was different was my taste in clothes, my taste in music, my taste in a lot of different things. And I remember being kind of the oddball out because I just got a different style. I came from Germany where it's swishy pants and Reeboks and Nikes. I've never bought a pair of Jordans in my life. I've always been into like the runners and that type of stuff. So, you know, flash forward, we're in Albany. And I just, you know, I found my crew of people here, but I just couldn't really, there was nobody that really matched my style, as in like somebody different. Everybody was just the same. Everybody was just the same. It was the same clothes. Everybody's just rocking whatever was new out at the time. And I could just, I myself could never get jiggy with it, just because where I came from, it was a different style, and how I grew up, I was just into different shit. So if you've always wondered why I think different or what I think is cool differently from what you think is cool, is because of my upbringing. Shit, I didn't really even get into hip-hop music. When I figured out I was moving to the States, I was like, damn, I gotta learn about hip-hop. So, you know, I did my research from the 1970s up. So, you know, I know my Grandmaster Flash and all that. But flash forward to 2014. I love clothes, but clothes cost money. Some of my favorite brands coming up when I was younger: Mighty Healthy, 10 Deep, Crooks and Castles, A-Life, Stussy. There were just so many dope brands out at the time, and even this other one called Skiffin, that I don't see much anymore. Even the Seventh Letter was a dope brand. And I just always been into clothes, and honestly, the clothes cost money. Clothes is type expensive. So I was like, yo, why don't I just buy a screen printing press one time, and then I could just make whatever clothes that I want from there. Me and a buddy of mine wanted to start a brand. And listen, as you go through your journey, there's been a lot of ups and downs. First person I started it with, this brand, no longer here. And there's people along the way that have helped me, and they're no longer here. And that's going to happen to you as you grow your brand of business. People come and go. And you got to stand on business. You got to stand on business, you know? You got to stand on business because it is your brand or business. And if there's people that are in the way of you succeeding your goals, you got to keep it moving. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that it be like that. People talk about it all the time. Don't mix business and pleasure or something. It's hard to be in business with your friends. You know, with really good friends, it's hard because money be making people act weird. But anyway, 2014, I opened up my store, my first store. I'm 23 at the time. My son is 2. I wanted to bring something different to my community. I wanted to bring, when I moved here, like I said, it was just cookie cutter. In my eyes, it's still cookie cutter, but it's getting there. But I wanted to bring some originality. I wanted to bring something different. With that being said, I opened up my first store, I believe it was November 15th, 2014, 204 Washington Ave. My first store. I was super hyped. I was 23. I'm young. I'm 33 now. It's been 10 years, but I'm young. My son is 2. I'm a young dad. I'm hyped. I'm like, yo, what can I want to provide for my son like any pops would, you know? And I'm like, this is going to be dope. My son's going to grow with it, yada, yada. And I wanted to bring a store, like a space to Albany that was different. My friends at the time were all rocking vintage stuff. We're into graffiti. We're into skateboarding. We like skateboarding, but we don't dress like a skateboarder. So, you know, we like Asics, New Balances. So I was trying to get the store. I was trying to get more like runners in the store. I wasn't trying to get no skate shoes or nothing in there, just runners. I started with gourmet footwear made by Jimmy Garecki. If you know who Jimmy Garecki is, he's a legend. I'm honestly hyped now that I had gourmet footwear in my store, and I have pictures to go with it, because whenever I meet Jimmy Garecki, I'm gonna let him know that I had gourmet in the store, and he's gonna know what type of visionary I was at the time, and this is 2014. Open up my store, and it was tough. Because I opened up my store, I opened it up with vintage clothes, we had consignment, and boy, like, I got cooked by the whole community. Why are you selling vintage clothes? Why do you have jackets? Why do you have a Feli jacket for $100? This is retarded. Why do you have polo jackets for $120? This is stupid. I was getting cooked, like beyond belief. People were just like thinking I was whack and like all this extra shit. But look where we're at now. Everybody rocks vintage clothes. Everybody. That's literally the normal now. So if you don't have any vintage in your closet, you're kind of whack if you don't have vintage now. But it's funny because I literally got ridiculed by the community. There was very few that was up on the vintage wave and copped their polo jackets and all that. But fuck, I definitely remember that time, and that time was tough. It was hard. It was hard for me because I'm like, I don't get it. Like, yeah, a whole time. A lot of PTSD from that moment in my life, because definitely your boy was blackballed locally, and that's a story for another day. But yeah, it was real treacherous out here, and it's funny because I'm 23. My son is 2, and I'm just trying to do something dope for the community, just something different, you know? My store, it only unfortunately lasted, I want to say, I think it's like 6 months. Not even that long, but those 6 months, it felt like a year, honestly. But to those who shopped at my first store, that era in general, you're an OG. You're definitely, you remember it from the jump. So I lose my store, and there were so many people rooting against me to lose my store. They were just, didn't want to see me win. And when I lost my store, I took a big hit to the ego. I was like, because I had so many people plotting against me. I had like, so many. And I honestly gave them what they wanted. Like, I failed publicly in front of everybody. And that was hard for me. That was like I said, I went into like a 5-year depression over that shit just because I'm 23. I'm trying to do something for the community, and I'm just getting ridiculed. And it was just like, I was like, what the shit was like, I was just honestly dumbfounded. Shit was just like, I just didn't even know. But anyway, lose the store. And I'm like, fuck. I was living out of the store, So now I'm like low-key homeless, and I had to get back on my feet. And that was a tough time for me. That was a tough time. I quit doing fifth place. I had to go to court for the store, the brand, the business. It was like, and I'm 23. I'm 23. I don't know what the fuck the jargon is on these letters that I'm getting to go to court. I don't know what I'm doing, honestly. 23 is my first store, first time trying my dream, first time trying a lot of shit. And looking back, like, I'm honestly, like, I could cry. I'm honestly so happy that I failed so hard. It honestly feels so good that I like, in a sense, broke my leg at an early age, you know? And like, I'm glad that I took that L at 23, because honestly, I don't think I could take that L right now. Like, if I were to start fully right now at 33, and then I take my bankruptcy L and all that L right now, I'd be cooked. I'd be done. Because when it happened at 23, I was able to like recover from it a lot easier. You know, when you're younger, you're able to heal your bones quicker. And during that stage of my life, I was just getting beat up left and right from just life in general. So it was easier for me to take those hits. Now, I definitely take my L's, but I don't get hit as much as I used to, because now I know how to maneuver. But I was young. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So I'm just getting, I'm trying to block and I can't, because I don't even know how to block, because I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. So yeah, during those 5 years, my son's growing up, and it's time to focus on him. You know, I got my apartment. He's the focus. He's he's starting school. My son's turning 5 now. And when people even brought up the name Fifth Place during the time that I did not have it, when I was just like, I cringed. I just hated hearing about my failure. I hated hearing people, I'd be at Price Chop or the grocery store, and people be like, yo, what happened to Fifth Place? And I just like, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to hear it. And it took 5 years. It took to 2019 for that to go away. I was so embarrassed. I was like, I publicly failed in front of everybody, the whole community. And then the people that were hating on me, they're like, I knew it. Because there was people like, you're only going to last X amount of months, only going to last. And they were right. Only lasted X amount of months. So I was like, fuck, this shit sucks. This shit sucks. Nobody, like, listen, with the brand, I obviously say, yo, I look forward to my next failure and all that. With some, you know, I'm not always trying to fail, you know what I mean? But like, I always try to find at least a positive and a negative. So when I do fail, I'm like, all right, you know, I gotta look for the positive, right? And you know, I remember thinking that I was crazy for always trying to find the positive in every negative. Like, I always thought I was like low-key kind of delusional. So yeah, I try to find the positive, and at that time, I tried to find the positive of me losing the store, and I could not find no positive whatsoever. And it wasn't up until 2019 that I was sitting, taking a shit, and for some reason, I was like, let me log into my email, my fifthplace@gmail email. I haven't looked at it since 2014. I'm taking a shit, and I'm like, mad bored. And out of curiosity, I'm like, let me just log in and see. And then I see, when I log in, there's an email that somebody sent me 5 years ago. And like, I'm gonna pull it up and read it, because it's just, to this day, it's still like the coolest shit ever for me. Like, when I make it, I'm gonna email this person back and tell them they can come to the warehouse and they got free 5th place forever. You know what I mean? Because they gave me the motivation to. They gave me the battery in my back, and I needed that. I needed just to hear, not from a friend, not from a family, because they're supposed to say that they like your brand or business, like that. It's hard to, when my friends and family are like, "Yo, you're doing a good job," and they're supposed to say that shit. So like, it don't even, like, I appreciate it, but it doesn't hit the same. It's got to be from somebody random as hell. Like, it's just what it is. And then this is what the message says. Hey, I'm hoping this message is reaching 5th place. My name is John and I live in Lee, Mass. And my little cousin lives in Albany. He told me about your store and he has a board and sweatshirt from you guys and loves it. His birthday is coming up in 5 weeks or so, and I was wondering if I could purchase some things for him. His board just broke a week ago and I really want to replace it for him. Also, he has a hoodie that I think is tie-dye. He said there were a couple colors he liked. Do you have any more left? Do you have any new boards? Is there a website I can go to? The board was white on the bottom. That's all I could tell. I'm not even sure of the size. That's literally the message. And when I read that message, to this day, it still tears me up. But god damn, like, what? I thought it was so cool because he said, my name is John and I live in Lee, Mass. First off, I live in Albany, New York. Lee, Mass is like 45 minutes that way or that way. His little cousin lives in Albany. There's other skate shops locally. And he said my shop was his favorite. That's all I needed to hear. I just needed to hear that one person liked it. That's all I need. One person loved it and believed in it. From that day on, I've been like nonstop going from that day on. Because I was like, damn, I used to get cooked for having the store and people acting like they don't like the store or whatnot. And all I needed was just this one person to like it. And that gave me enough juice in the battery for me to really honestly rebirth this whole brand. I believe in 5th place so much. Like, I don't, like, it's my baby. It's my second baby. I believe in it. I've traveled enough to know that my brand is unique in different cities, states, countries. The concepts and ideas that I have in my head, I have not even caught up to myself. Because everything that I'm doing in 2024 is stuff that I was going to do in 2014. Everybody thinks everything that I'm doing is new and innovative. These are ideas that I was going to do 10 years ago. These are all proof of concepts. I haven't even literally caught up with myself. Like Jay-Z said, he's still spending money from '88. I still got ideas and concepts from 2014. I have not even caught up to the 2024 Drew. So the whole point of this video is to kind of give a longer version of the video that you're going to see at the end of this. I made a video recapping the past 10 years of my life. I wanted to like bottle it up for my son to see, for my viewer, for people that follow the brand, so they can kind of see, the trials and tribulations that I've been through, the bounce back, the depression, the fucking sad shit, the good shit. And with this YouTube channel, you're going to see me rebirthing the brand more visually. I do a lot of stuff behind the scenes, but I know I'm unique and I know what I do is unique. So it's just a matter of showing what I do day to day. And that's what this channel is going to be about. I do screen printing, you know, I skate a little, I'm into art, music, all that type of stuff. So this channel will just be just a random assortment of all fifth place shit. But I want to say about 60% screen printing. To sum it up, to bring it full circle, the reason why I feel like I'm starting over at the age of 33 is the first 10 years, the decade, was the foundational work to what I'm going to be building in the next chapter. It needed to happen. I'm glad it happened. I learned so much from those mistakes from that time. So remember, it's always fifth over first. In life, you got to lose to win. And make sure you stay tuned in to what we're going to be building with this headquarters, with this channel, with everything.